promoting businesses and organizations to help them reach their full potential. Lighten the path to the success of your business. Enhancing the lives of our listeners by talking about things that matters most. Helping you to shine your light emotionally, mentally, spiritually, socially, and physically. Spreading positive vibes. You've got it locked and you're listening to Light Vibrations, brought to you by Light Communications right here on CBN Radio 90.9 FM. And now your host and our director, Natasha Letza.
Hello, you've got it locked and you're listening to Light Vibrations here, chilling with me, Tasha T, aka Roxy, bringing you another edition of Word from the Street. Today in the studios, we have Pope. Pope, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Well, Light Vibrations is all about upliftment, empowerment, and edifying the listening audience. Tell me what's on your mind today. What are we talking about?
Well, we're talking about child support between man and children. And my thing is, man just need to take responsibility for them children. Because at the end of the day, the woman already don't carry the child for 9 months. Now the child born, the man responsible for help carry load. My thing is, it's not time for excuse about paying child support. Paying child support $200 or $300 a month is no excuse, because you can't even go in some market and spend $300 and expect it to last 3 days. Mm-hmm. If you're not careful, the same day you come from some market, everything finish. Because children like to eat and you have to take care of children. So my thing is, you can't say, oh, I spend $300 or $400 for a month for child support. You have to spend money on your children, you have to support your children. Because at the end of the day, even though you pay $300 for child support today and something happened to your child tomorrow, you're still responsible. So my encouragement to men, you have to come forward and take your responsibility serious. Because at the end of the day, if you pay $300 for child support and the woman even take $100, say she's going to do her hair or her nail, you can't be making nice for that, because when you not pay, and when the $300 finish, she have to chip in for the rest of the month and take her own money and support the children then. So as you want to see your children and going on the road decent, you have to make sure you woman decent, you know, because you ain't got no relationship with her no more. You want to say make sure that you man going on the road clean with your children then.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm definitely glad that you brought up this topic, because this is a topic that is near and dear to so many people. We have so many broken relationships here, in these small islands, and as we see the way society is going, it's a bunch of single parent, single mother household, and it's having a devastating impact in, the children's lives and the community. So, there's a lot of interesting things that you said, and one of the things that I know the men gonna curse you about is the fact that they say me and this woman done, and you telling me I got to make sure she looking good going down the road. They ain't hearing that.
Well, listen, you can't want your children them look good going on the road, and your children them mother look shaggy. Mm-hmm. You have to make sure she have to buy soap for bathe his skin for go down the road with to take care of children then. So she's supposed to look good too.
Mm-hmm. And on a deeper note, not just the aesthetics, but the mental balance of the woman is very important, and I think that is what you're alluding to too. If the mother is not okay, if that custodial parent is not okay, ain't no way the children them could be okay. And I think that's basically what he's trying to say. And right now we have so many people with this spite. Yes, you want to, the man probably still like the woman, and he ain't supporting his children because she ain't giving him none, and or however the relationship break up, despite he might know she financially inept, and he might say, well, okay, I'm gonna spite her this way. And then you have women on the flip side too, who gonna, the man might have moved on, she don't like the woman, and she want to cause a problem between the man and the child. All of these things, we were just out there trying to spite each other, but at the end of the day, the only ones being spited are the children.
The truth is, if a man taking care of his children them, is nobody can put the children them against him, because the children ain't got their own mind, and the children them know them know. So if you take care of if a man take care of children them, his mother could never put the children them against him. because they know them father taking care of them. So the thing is, the man, when father, they come, every single man wrong tongue. Oh, look my daughter, look my son. But when the father, they finish, you don't make sure know how your children them eat. You have to take care of children. In an excuse for taking care of children. You have to take care of children them. If you want to be a good father, you have to take care of children. Because you can't be a father sitting down in a bar, drinking, eating, and then you don't care how your children them eat. If you want to be a man, even though the children are with a woman, you could say, well, listen, give me the children them for this weekend. Next weekend I have to go for them. The other weekend you go for them, spend time with them. And then when you spend time with them, you go see what time it is. Because when you see how much money you have to spend for that weekend, you might say to yourself, Lord, I wonder how she just survive with 200 or 300 a month. Because you spend one weekend with you, and you might have to spend $500 for the weekend alone. Because if you carry them tongue or carry them supermarket, trust me, you will see what time it is.
And I like the fact that you said that, because I don't think that, these men, are we going to say mostly men, because, being absolutely real, maybe 90% of the children do live in single mother households. So we're going to say men. We're not targeting you to say, we're trying to belittle or anything, but the reality of the matter of the fact is these children are living with their mothers primarily when the relationship is broken. So these men, some of them pay child support. Some of them do what they want when they want, and feel like that's okay. And I love what you said, because they might be paying $200, $150 in some cases, and think they're doing the world. You can't call on them for nothing. The children can't call them, okay, mother, $150. Seriously, like you say, $150 ain't going nowhere in Bobby's, ain't going nowhere in Right Way, ain't going nowhere in locally here. And if you want to even say you want to stretch it, it ain't going away. Since about the car, by the time you don't put the thing on the board, now kind of thing, it don't make no sense. And at the end of the day, what happening? Our children are starving. Nobody will tell me these children ain't starving.
Well, honestly, it's a game blaming thing. Some people say, oh, the woman said the court ain't more on the man's side, because then just slap them on their wrist with the price of the support. But my thing is, the magistrate or the judge wasn't in bed with you. The two people was in bed making love, make children. The two people responsible for them children, not on court. Yes, the laws there and the book, but the man supposed to know that he didn't know when court for make a child. He's supposed to take responsibility for the child. No magistrate, no judge not supposed to have to tell you what's about your children them. People need to take their responsibility serious. If you can't trust the woman enough, when we can come take your children them and spend time with them, and then you go see what time it is.
And I think to some extent, what you were saying earlier in terms of, some of the concerns that men might have with, certain type of women out here, that, they might be supporting the children, and they're looking at the children looking raggedy through the street, they're looking at the children still hungry, they maintain, and meanwhile this woman looking good, and we ain't condoning that either. But as a father, and if you sitting back and you see these types of things going on, sending your money ain't enough. Like you say, we need the men to step up. Too many things are happening to the children, and the men just sit idly by because they feel like, oh, she carry me coat. She carry me coat, so this is all I doing. And as you mentioned, the magistrate and, the court system, I think that just how they mandate child support, the 150 why ain't doing nothing, they need to mandate time for these men to spend with their children. Because to me, I'm like, my personal view on child support is more like liberal. I don't feel as a woman, me and this man, later on, like you say, we were in love, we make children, and then something happened, or sometimes things just don't work out. You agree to part ways. Sometimes the breakup might be good, sometimes it might be bad, regardless of what. This is somebody you had claimed that you had loved, this is somebody you make children with, you part your ways. Why we have to be enemies? You know what I'm saying? Why can't we co-parent? Because at the end of the day, we have these beautiful children to look out for.
Yeah, it's true. And children should become first. Children, you should think on the children and first. You can't think on your ex-girl or your ex-wife. You should think on the children because at the end of the day, the children them who will suffer. Because, for example, if a woman have a job and she got 2 children, she had to wake up out of her bed so early to prepare them children to go to school and get herself ready to go work. She herself not got no time for herself. Some man should take them things into consideration when them talking about a woman with children and $200. Because the woman got children them, she ain't got no time for herself. She have to wake up early, get them to go to school, drop them to school, and then she have to hustle and work to go pick them up. And the man in the room shop at some place with the next woman. And sometimes I thinking woman need to work as a team with the next woman. If you pick up a man, a woman pick up a man, and the man got children before, you have to be careful. Because if you're not taking care first of the children, he ain't gonna take care of you either. So you as a woman, if you meet a man with children, 2 children are how much? And you should say, honey, what happened to your children? How the rain coming tomorrow to their weather? You ain't going to call the children to make sure they reach home from school or something. Find out exactly you have to be help. You know, because you take a man, you find out you meet, you know who your man used to friend with before, you know your children them. You meet the woman and find out how the children them doing, whether a man give the children them $100, because he might tell you he give children them $100 today, he never give them $100, he might take you $100, go drink rum or something. So people supposed to in a relationship work as a team, not because he take a man from you or howsoever. Walk along with the children them, walk along with the next lady, find out how your husband treating you first of the children. And then, because trust me, sometimes it goes around, comes around. It might be good for you today, and then tomorrow it goes sour.
Well, yeah, hit the nail on the head there, because that's the truth. And in one of my last programs, I was telling them girls, listen, we have to do background checks. They weren't really studying me with that because they say, depending on how we break up, the person will just have negative stuff to say. But you have to know the character of the person you're with. And I do feel that the women play a huge role. If you do meet a man who have a child or you have children, like a woman out here who gonna make the man them feel away for supporting and spending time with their children, that is wrong.
Yeah.
If you as a woman and you have a man who have other children, you're supposed to support that. You're supposed to welcome them children into your lives. If you love that man, you have to love his children. Same as a man, if you love that woman and she have children, you have to love them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that you said that, because for too long we just be divided. Women are always against each other. She take my man. He can't my children around. Come on, if you find another man, you're going to bring your children around here. It don't have nothing. You break up, you break up. Little man father his children, and little woman mother the children.
Yeah, exactly, because the children ain't got nothing to do with big people affairs. So you meet a man, and the man got children before. It's either you prepare to take the man and the children. You can't take some baggage. You have to take all the baggage. It's just like a man meet you. If he meet you with 2 children, if you don't love your children, then he can't love you. It's the truth, because if you don't love your children, then you and he could never get along. Because if he and the children them can't get along, he and you can't get along either. Otherwise, it could be problem right, because it could be where the children them and you talking, and when them see he come, it's a big other story right there. So in a relationship, it's supposed to be a package. You meet a man with children, you have to accept everybody as one. Sometimes not everything people do you go like, but you have to learn to forget teamwork. And I believe in that.
Definitely, and it all goes back to what you want and what you demand out of a relationship. And for me, I have 4 children, and when me and my children's fathers went our separate ways, it's like, I know what I wanted. I want a family. That's what I had. That's what I want. So anybody who come around me would have to play that role, would have to be like a family man. And you love my children, I love yours. I bring in my children, you bring yours. Let's be one big happy family. And that's why I maintain, and I continue to maintain that today. And we're just hoping that parents, we need to do better, and we need to rise above the pettiness. A lot of it is pettiness. A lot of it is spitefulness and worthlessness. We could do better because our children them depending on us.
I agree with you 100%. Because one example, a couple of days ago, people who working for government especially I think 2 days off because of the weather. If you have a man who got children outside before you, and you home today, you home because the government give you time off, and you got weather, you could call the children, where the man call the children them mother, and find out whether them have the same opportunity like you to stay home. And if she can't get to stay home, you tell her, well, the children them, you tell your husband or your boyfriend, well, you go for the children them, when them come by us, and then we go keep them when afternoon come, when she finish work, she come and collect the children and go home. Where she, instead that now, she have to be wondering, I'll find somebody to stay with our children them, I'll pay somebody to stay with our children them until when she finish work. And he and you home lay on bed where you could just tell him, listen, honey, go pick up them children, when them come by us, bring them here, and then after she finish work, she come and collect the children and go home. Because at the end of the day, the boy then go come after him too, because what happened instead of every time she want money and she head start to scratch her, she go think on because that he children them. So my thing with that, I think people need to work together. And man need to take responsibility because end of the day, nothing how you put it, the woman who carry the child and the man who make it. So the man responsible to take care of children. And man could do better because honestly, you have to do the maths. You go in a bar, go sit down and spend $60-$50. One Heineken costs $4 in a bar. You could go buy the same Heineken for $1 and something cent. So you tell me now you could take $20 and go buy right away and almost buy 10 how much, about 10 bear? $1 and something, how much bear? And if you go buy a bar with the same $20, you'll get 5 bear for $20. And if you go in some market, you'll get about 10 or 12. So you have to spend your money wisely. You prefer for going to a bar, but spend $20 in a couple of minutes drink with a guy you want to be friend, you are a friend. When you could buy the same drinks them and go home and sit down with your family, you could buy some Heineken, some soft drink where you know your children them like, and your children them mother, and sit down and drink with them instead of you go in a bar, full look friend, spend so much money, and then at the end of the day you open it, you go home, the children are not going to home in the fridge for eat.
And I love those topics that you brought up there, those comments, priority and being able to prioritize your needs and the wants of your family for their betterment. Because if you're going to sit down like you say and buy 5 bear and your child need Pampers or your child need formula or your child over there eating ramen noodles and Vienna sausage every day, what are you accomplishing? The other thing that you said regarding the lady and she could tell the man to bring his children. I think that's a little far because at the end of the day, it is the man. And as long as he have a woman, he should have an understanding woman that, I have children and these children are going to be here and they're going to be around us. So the onus is on he. The men have to take the lead. I think that the men are playing too much second role. They're waiting around for women to say everything. They wait, but you ain't gonna come for your child. Or it's almost like they want us to knock them, and it shouldn't be that way. I shouldn't have to come. But I still got to go work. I know you could come for the pick me them. No, them is your pick me. If I have to go work and I have to leave them home and something happened to them, then the first thing the police going to look to go with me. But you home, check on your children. But we so selfish. My child is 7 years old. I give my child a cell phone because me want nothing to do with the mother. So every communication, I point it on the child. How are we involving children in these adult situations? And then you know what we're doing? We're empowering these children to be rude. Because now if the children detect some vibe going on between mommy and daddy, what you think will happen? This child playing both sides. So now you make a comment and you say, as long as a father is playing his role, the mother, whatever negative thing that the mother may be telling them shouldn't impact them. But that ain't true, because if although the child might know, daddy, but who they see 90% of the time is mommy. So why she could say, well, your father send this or your father send that? He got to be, you have to be constantly there. And even when you're constantly there, they're so cunning and they could tell them children so much thing, you'll be surprised at how quick these children will jump ship.
Well, listen, right? And you talk about woman and man should be the one who responsible before say this and say that. Sometimes if you want to push the man, he only playing man with talk, you know. But when it come to action, sometimes a lot of man, even though the woman pushing them can't go nowhere. And honestly, and sometimes the truth is some of us don't want to admit and accept that thank God, sometimes we say thank God this lady in my life. Because when it comes to finance and something, even though the woman they for control and come to salt and come to materials, not a thing can you do. Because trust me, a lot of men, them know how to work, but when it comes to manage, they can micromanage. So that's why you see relationship supposed to work together. But you see sometimes men want to say, I the man, I put in any pants so I in charge. But it's not supposed to be like that. Because the woman wear pants too. So if you want to talk about who wear pants, two people got down pants, so two people in charge. The truth is, you got woman strong in something and man strong in something. So with this one strong in this one in charge, you're supposed to be a team, work together. Because at the end of the day, the child and the children them are going to suffer. Because right now, honestly, it's difficult to bring up children now. Things expensive. And you notice the thing them with free children them are the most expensive thing in supermarket. And you said something just now about Vienna sausage. Sometimes you hear people say, oh, I pay my child support in court every month and the children they look like a piece of steak. When you're paying $200, you expect me to buy steak and ham for children, I could only buy Vienna sausage. That's the truth. If a man paying $20 court, when you go buy with the $200, you have to go buy a pack of macaroni and some Vienna sausage. And some
try to make it stretch.
And try to make them stretch. Why if a man take a children them seriously, when you look them on the road, going on the road, you go want to know every way they're your children them, because if you come and help support them, take care of them, take them with you on weekends. So when you cook, you get them some food, you go help bring them up in the right way, but you can't expect to pay $200 in court for child support for a whole month. And then you complain afterwards saying children look like a stick. You want them look like what? With what? $200? $200 can't work.
I like that comment where you make about the partnership and also, cautioning the men about this wearing the pants rule, because the era we in, hands down, is an independent women's era, because we are sick and tired of waiting. The man and turn around too slow. We already know the burden of raising the next generation is on us. We already know we cannot fail, because we have to look into the eyes of our children. We already know the onus is on us, and we can't sit back and wait. While we women want a man who going to lead, we ain't going to just follow any man who don't have a plan. You understand what I say? Not no women like me. Because I could be submissive, but I need to know that you carrying us places. If not, I going to take the helm, and then you just jump on the bandwagon. But at the end of the day, it's throwing up the balance of the family. We don't really want to be that way. I want to be my nice feminine self, and then my man, I trust my man to take charge of certain things, that I don't have to be in his ear talking about nothing. I just want to see he clearing the path, and I go fertilize the ground.
Well, one thing I honestly, my mother, when I was more younger, sometimes she would tell me one thing 3 times before I move off. So I was always stubborn. I don't believe in this thing but submit. Because a man can't tell a woman submit to him when the woman have to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs. How a woman could submit to a man? You have to work 2 jobs to survive. He working 1 job, can't even support your children how he's supposed to, and still want to tell you must submit to him. I don't believe that. If anybody's supposed to submit, here the one have to submit, because you're the one who making the money, you're the one who working 2 jobs. And then when you come home, after I work 2 jobs out there, come home tired to hell, he still want to work with him. So anybody have to submit. It's supposed to be. I don't believe in nothing must submit. Relationships supposed to be neutral, where people work together, neutral. Not tell me that, because I the woman, I must submit to you. What? No, that ain't good. So my thing is, listen, you make a child, try your best and do your best. And I want to say to any man, stop blaming court, stop blaming by the street. The court there, yes, but the court don't make no children. It's just how we thought I was in bed laughing and talking and do the right thing and make a child. Leave the court. The court should be the last option. Because to me, when you go in court, you're making everybody know your business. That's not that craziness. Everybody know your business. Why a woman have put a man in court for child support? After you in bed. And I want to say this. Not for lash nobody, because we're only trying to make everybody's life better. I tired for her see a woman wait until she don't make 3-4 children with a man to realize the man is no good. I don't think a woman supposed to go so far. If a man can help her with 2 children, you don't go 3. 2 should be the number, the stop line. Put that stop right there. If you got 1 child and a man, you got help with a man to support 1. 2 should be the stop. Take a chance with 2, but not 3 and 4. I tired see them woman with 4, 5 children and then start to cry. Oh, the man ain't taking care of children. You make 5 children, only know you know that? You're supposed to know that from before. I always said that if I was a judge and a woman come in with 6 children and tell me man can't support, I say I could tell you, man, miss, only know you know that. And I could do my job, but I tell you straight up front. I could tell you, you wait until you got 6 children for know this man can't support children, 2 in most, and then that's it. And before I close, I want to say this, to talk about children again. I think in a man, and I want to say clearly, some people just want to give impression to other people that the court is biased. Both sides. The woman said the court biased, the man said the court biased. But the truth is, the court is trying to work along with people. Because even though the court say you have to pay $300 for child support and the 15, when the 15 come, if you can't come up with the 15 money, you could go back to the court and ask for extension. But you have to have a good reason to come up. So I want to just make that point clear, that people just give people impression like a court is a bad thing. Court not a bad thing. Everybody got a friend. But the truth is the court not a bad thing. You could go back to the court and say, man, I can't pay this month the 15 because this is how it happened. And if you got proof that happened, the magistrate go extend. But you see some people use the opportunity to come up with excuse when not true. And I think the magistrate is so stupid. But you could come, once you got a good excuse, you will come up, you will go back by an act for time extension. So my thing is now encouragement to man. If you're supposed to pay 50 child support for this month and you can't pay, you call the woman together. It's why you're going to the magistrate, because you have to go explain to the magistrate that you can't pay. And you go to the court and tell the magistrate, well, listen, I can't pay the $200 this month. What I go do? I go take the children for this month, keep them with me until when things go good and I start to work and things. And I thinking something could work with that, because I don't thinking if you have to children with a man and he's supposed to give you $200, you will feel so good for it. The man say he coming for your children for the whole month, because there going to be a lot of burden over your shoulder. So I thinking that man need to, just for your pride. Sometimes a man told people in a relationship and just because of pride, them just follow it and separate, and then them still in love with one another. So when they using the children, them to say, all right, I love this woman and I can't get her, so I go put the pressure in children and just to get at the woman. But if you love the woman, still try something and see if you'll get back. But not use the children, them other excuse.
Well, but look at you are going to another talk. But I want to thank you so much for coming on the program today to, talk about this child support issue that, is plaguing the community right now. And, sometimes men even just keep this in mind. Even if your money is short, spend time with your children, because that too goes a long way. It gives the woman a break. It gives us a time to regain homeostasis and balance so we could deal with the children better. So even if your money coming up short, overcompensate with your time. I'd like to thank Paul for coming on the program today and, speaking to the men, speaking to these women about putting the children first and ensuring a healthy co-parenting situation.
You've been listening to Light Vibrations, brought to you by Light Communications. Light Communications, your one-stop shop for all of your communications and marketing needs. From conception to completion, we offer the entire communications package. Choose Light for reach, results, and reliability. We have over 15 years experience and we offer an array of services guaranteed to enhance your reach and increase your market presence. To showcase your business or organization on our program, contact Natasha Letzum at natasha@lightcommunications.com or via WhatsApp or telephone at 284-545-7355 to secure your package today. Community-minded individuals with knowledge in finance, health, business, relationships, spirituality, fitness, agriculture, healthy living, parenting, or any other topic that can enhance the lives of our community are also encouraged to contact Ms. Letzum to organize an interview. Thank you for tuning in to Light Vibration, and don't forget to tune in this time next week as we continue to bring you life-changing information. Until next time, shine your light.